So this is part 3 to the videos that I've been posting about spirit coming and talking about the tsunami that's coming inshore. Um, Back in like October, it was a message of October, November, it was a message of get ready, get ready, get ready. Tsunami is coming. Now it's a message of this the tsunami is here. It's on shore. And if you ain't prepared, if you ain't ready, if you don't have your ark built, which I talked about in part 1 and part 2, you might want to go do it so that you don't get washed away. I was in class a few minutes ago. First of all, if this message is reaching your For You page, it probably is a message for you, from your spirit team. There are a couple of things that are going to be significant. Earth tone colors are going to be significant to you. The signs of Taurus and Gemini. I'm hearing emerald green. I'm hearing Virgo. I'm hearing Sagittarius. I'm hearing Capricorn. Aquarius. Tarot cards. I'm hearing the Magician. So in part 2, I talked about divine alchemist, that you, the person I'm talking to, has the ability, and you even know about your ability as a divine alchemist. You're trying to master the attraction aspects of what you know you're capable of doing. You're in the process of mastering that. But I'm seeing the Hangman. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing the Hangman from the Lightseers Tarot. I'm seeing the 8 of Wands. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands. So tarot may be a thing. Tarot may be a thing. Okay, let's get into the message from your spirit team. So this message of the tsunami, like I said, if you did not get a chance to go see it, go look in part 1 and part 2 of the video. The message of the tsunami coming in has been really profound. Spirit's been on me about it. But tonight in session, when I was ending my session with the Millionaire Mindset Masterclass, or while we was in session, I was hearing this talk about learning how to doggy paddle in the middle of the water. So obviously, from part 1 and part 2, you already know that Spirit has been talking to us about needing to build an ark, about the tsunami coming, but those who have their ark built, those who are prepared, will not get washed away. But then tonight, Spirit brought another element, and I was like, oh, snap, Spirit. Y'all are right. Every once in a while you're in the middle of the ocean, disaster can take place. Something can happen where a hole is put into the ark that you build, or a hole comes into the boat that you are using, right? And if you don't know how to swim, if you don't know how to doggy paddle, baby, you in trouble. Your spirit team doesn't want you to only focus on preparation. Okay, there's 3 phases to this. It's the preparation work for the flood coming in, the flood of your abundance coming in, the things that you've been praying for coming in. The second layer of getting prepared, or after you get prepared, is walking in that preparedness and being ready to receive whatever the abundance is, and getting over also your imposter syndrome and your feelings of, am I really worthy of this? Because see, the thing about elevation, the thing about forward movement is that the ego has a way to show up, as we talked about in part 2. The ego has a way to show up and make you doubt everything that you know, you heard, and that you know is true for you, because it wants to keep you safe. The ego is not necessarily, when it's in a balanced state, it's not a negative thing. It is meant to be a protection and a safety net for you, okay? Contrary to what other people teach. Now that you are figuring out, itchy nose. Now that you are figuring out how to walk in what is your divine purpose and the plan that Most High and Spirit Team has for you, now your thing is going to be, in case of a disaster happening while you are mid oceanfront, you need to be able to doggy paddle. Learning how to swim against and in the midst of the tide. Now, this realization came because very much like a lot of the other messages that come to Spirit. Spirit be talking to me through the same messages that they be talking to y'all through, and the stuff that I'm channeling. So Spirit was telling me for months and months, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared. Yeah, okay, I thought I was getting prepared. I did not know that the preparation that they were having me doing was getting ready to turn into this opportunity that they told me to open up to the collective, where I gave people the opportunity to become influenced, to become influencers, distributors, or even franchise owners of the company with You Only Love Herbals. Okay, so now that video was put out. They told me to make the video. I made the video. We are now up to something like 60 something, 70 something applications at this point. And I'm been sitting here going through all the applications and meeting with the people. But I was called out by Spirit. And so this is a very vulnerable moment, but I want to tell you this because maybe this is something that you can identify with as well. During this process, in the midst of all these applications coming, the human side of me, the side of me that was like, Hadida, that's going to be a whole lot of work for us to be trying to do. And boo, you're going to get ready to need like 15 more employees to be able to manage the influx of customers coming in. The ego came to the forefront of me and was like, bitch, if I was you, I would go into hibernation. And I realized that in past months, when I saw my abundance flowing in, when I saw things picking up, when I saw virality showing up, because see, this is the other thing. I haven't been praying for virality. I've been praying for me to meet the collective in a community I'm supposed to meet, but I'm not praying to go viral. That's not what I'm praying for. I'm praying to give the value and reach the people who need to hear the message. It just so happens that some of those videos are going viral. Okay, so while that's happening and that virality is happening, it of course is bringing in that tsunami wave of people and of opportunities and sometimes of abundance. But in the midst of that, naturally, my human state makes me go into hibernation. It makes me go in high to slow down the tidal wave that's coming in hopes that I can catch my breath. Okay? And what Spirit just showed me was the person who's in a 2 or 3 foot kiddie pool that gets knocked over forgets that they are taller than 2 or 3 feet, and they're out in the middle of the water and they're flailing around like, help me. Not realizing that, baby, you got the ability to stand up and you're taller than the water that you're in the lazy pool in or in the kiddie pool. So Spirit wants you to know that 2 things. A, it's not so much about preparation anymore because, baby, the time is here and now. And it's about acting now. It's more about learning how to doggy paddle and learning how to float even against the wave if you got a doggy paddle. Learning how to swim beyond the doggy paddle. If you don't know how to fully swim, then you need to be learning how to doggy paddle. But if you know how to doggy paddle, learning even how to float so that you could just go along with the tide and you can stay on the top of the water. You aren't getting caught in the undercurrent. And then the second part of the message is making sure that you remember you have legs that are very capable of standing up, that are very capable of getting you out of the water that you feel like you are drowning in. And those are legs that you stand on. One of them being your spiritual practices that you are doing to keep you centered and grounded, whatever that looks like for you. The other one being the community that you build in the midst of your abundance. The two that goes together to create you being able to stand up. Because see, nothing about wealth, and I talked about this earlier in the week, nothing about wealth, nothing about the accumulation of wealth, nothing about becoming wealthy happens by yourself. All those people who are overnight blow-ups, overnight glow-ups, people who become wealthy, they may appear to be by themselves, but trust and believe they got a whole team of people that's working with them to get there. Nothing about being wealthy can you go alone. So if you are not already in a place where you are preparing yourself to be around others and to get over whatever your fear is of working with other people, you might want to start to do that so that you can activate both legs. See, doing spiritual practices to bring in your money and to work out your wealth and things like that is not enough if you are not ready to be in community and to stand in the position that is going to draw wealth into you and allow you to walk through the water that you felt like. Your spirit just showed me somebody that's walking with these huge stilts. Everybody else is holding on to them, and you're trailing through the water in huge stilts that makes them taller than the water itself. Baby, you got major work to do. I'm going to make a part 2. You got major work to do. The concept, the idea of you being able to hide in the midst of when that tsunami of abundance that you pray for shows up, them days is over. Shape up or ship the hell out. Peace.